Hey guys, I just want to make a really quick video. Um, you know, whenever I have a lot of friends on Facebook who I guess they kind of mix a lot of New Age teachings with Christianity. And the thing is I love these people. I really do. I've learned that I'm done judging and I'm done criticizing people. I'm done. But I do believe if you see something in a teaching that you feel is wrong or is off, it's okay to call that out. We don't have to compromise truth. We can still, one thing I've learned, guys, is we can still have a disagreement with somebody and love them. I think that's what's wrong with Christianity today. We think, oh, if somebody thinks differently than us, then we just have to unfriend them, or we just have to, you know, we're here to grow together. We're all trying to make it in this life, all of us. And I see so much judgment. The other day, I watched a video by Photom One, and his videos have, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of his videos have helped me a lot. His demonology series, whenever I was suffering from demonic torment, which I still go through sometimes, I watched a video about fear one day, his demonology series about fear, and I was really struggling, and I watched that video and I got free of some stuff, and just, he's helped me a lot. His videos on the institutional church, but the other day there was a video that I watched that I didn't agree with. And so, I kind of made my own video. I was tempted for a minute to unsubscribe from his channel. But then I'm like, you know what? Love doesn't... Just because I have one disagreement, or a couple of disagreements, there's a few things over the years that he said that I don't agree with. But just because I have a few disagreements with him, we don't abandon people just because we disagree with them. That's not what love does. Okay? Love sticks around. I think there's just this... You'll notice I have a lot of the comments turned off sometimes. And the truth is, some days, some days the comments are just mean. Not all the time, but sometimes they're just mean, okay? There have been many days when I wanted to quit YouTube. And many days when I just wanted to just curl up in a little ball and not say anything. And it's because people are mean. People can't disagree with you and still be nice. I had a lady yesterday call me an apostate. All I did was say that my views on something had been challenged by a book that I read. That's all I said. And she apparently just came back yelling and screaming and telling me how wrong I was, and basically called me an apostate. Well, she just flat out called me an apostate. Sitting there from her keyboard, calling names, because we had a different view on something. So, the Bible says that out of faith, hope, and love, the greatest thing is love. So if we have a different viewpoint from somebody and we cannot love that person, the Bible says if you can't love, then how can you even say that you know God? How? You can't. If you can't love somebody who you see, how can you say that you love God who you cannot see? Okay, that's an actual verse. So we can disagree on many things, But if we can't love the person that we're disagreeing with, then we don't know God. Basically, that's basically what the Bible says. Anyway, oh, another thought real quick. Whenever everything was going on, and last week was really heated with, I honestly thought we were going to get into World War III. I really did. I was a little nervous. I was kind of scared. And I was just speaking up because I saw a lot of people just calling for death, destruction, and bloodshed. A lot, okay? A lot of Christians were calling for bloodshed, mass murder, and I saw this behavior in Christians, okay? Now, I know some people are going to take issue with this next statement, but a lot of the Christians that are kind of mixing the New Age beliefs in with their Christian beliefs, a lot of those people were calling out for peace. So, I'm done judging, okay? That has never been my heart to judge others, ever, ever. But I will say this. There's a lot of teachings today mixed in with Christianity and just that want to push people towards self-actualization and self-fulfillment, okay? Lots and lots of teachings, lots, that just, they want to push people toward self-fulfillment and self-actualization. But today I wrote a post about the beauty of the cross. The cross leads us to self-sacrifice, okay? The Bible says that love is not self-seeking. It doesn't seek self. It's in our human nature to want to please ourselves. I know I struggle with it sometimes. Even now, like with comfort. My husband and I and my family were living in a new house. There are things that I want for my new house. I want paintings on the wall. I want this. I want that. I could probably list about 20 or 30 things that I want for my house. And I don't think it's wrong to want things, but I think that the beauty of the cross is that it pushes us to give up. There's beauty in the giving up. There's beauty in the sacrifice. We are called to consider others as better than ourselves. If you look at the life of Jesus, his entire life was a life of sacrifice. The Bible said he didn't even have a place to lay down his head. His final act was an act of sacrifice where he marched to the cross to die a bloody death for the sins of the world. So there is beauty. There is great beauty in the sacrifice. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of teachings today, is that it teaches self-fulfillment. But the word tells us that love is not self-seeking. So my only message for the day is just do not shun the beauty of the cross. The Lord wants us to lead us. The Bible says he leads us beside the still waters. But he also leads us, if we're following him, if we are following Jesus, he's going to lead us to the cross. I believe that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. But I know in my own journey, my own walk with Jesus, he has led me. He's helped me. He's rid me of darkness. He's rid me of all the things that, I used to be a horrible person. I used to tell lies. I was in, I'm not even going to list all my sins for you guys, but I was just a really bad person. And it's not because I was in a really bad place, and I know that the Lord still loved me when I was in that place, but He took me out of it. And that's what He wants to do. He wants to take us out of that darkness. He wants to clean us up. He wants to show us the beauty and the sacrifice. Just in this world, there's this tendency to want to just, He wants to rid us of greed. He really does. He wants to rid our hearts of anger, of greed, because those are things that hold us down. They really do. There is nothing beautiful about greed. There's nothing beautiful about self-fulfillment. The beauty is in the sacrifice. The beauty is in not holding on to your things. But, we can't take our things with us anyway. And don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I still struggle with wanting stuff. I really do. But I think the Lord wants to bring us to a place where we're not beholden to our stuff, if that makes sense. He wants to bring us to a place where things don't matter, He wants to bring us to a place where people matter, okay? If we see a need, the Bible says if we see a need, then we should meet that need. The Bible says we fulfill the law of Christ when we help other people. So if we're greedy, if we're seeking to fulfill self, if we're greedy, then we're going to see needs and we're not going to care about meeting those needs because we're just going to think about our own self. So do you see where I'm coming from? And once again, pray for me as well, because this is something that I'm not perfect. I'm not, but I just want people to see the beauty of the cross and to see that these teachings of self-fulfillment and self-actualization they're actually the opposite of the teachings of Jesus, who taught us to deny self. The Bible says, deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. And if we are following Him, we're going to see the beauty of giving up. We're going to see the beauty of not being beholden to our things. The Bible says if you have 2 coats, give one away. I encourage you right now to put that teaching to use. Go in your closet. If you've got a bunch of stuff you're not wearing, you're not using, bag it up. Take it down to the homeless shelter. Because that looks like the cross. It's self-sacrifice. Another thing I just want to touch on real quick. I saw sometimes I see a lot of people just wanting these mystical experiences. Just wanting these mystical encounters and experiences, and just don't get distracted. Just don't get distracted. Anyway, I love you guys. Pray for me. I'm praying for you guys. See the beauty in the cross. My purpose here is never to judge anybody. I just want to remind people of the beauty of the cross. That's the only purpose of this message today. It's not to put down the New Age people. It's not to put down the Christians or anybody. No, I'm not putting anybody down. But just see the beauty in the cross. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.